This is my first YouTube specifically on Bob Casey, our senator in Pennsylvania. And I called his office, and he definitely is totally in favor of fining people if they don't get health insurance, and if they don't pay the fine, throwing them in jail. And I assume if you resist arrest, I guess they'll shoot you and kill you, all from his fearless leader, Reich Marshal Obama, who basically got elected saying he was against mandatory health insurance. Now the same guy who said he was against mandatory health insurance wants to fine us if we don't get mandatory health insurance, and if we don't pay the fine, throw us in jail. And this is the low point of the entire history of the United States. You have a man who does not respect the flag. He does not respect this country. He's done everything to demean this country to people around the world. And we have Mr. Casey following in lockstep. It was probably the people like Casey and Obama who are for burning the flag. And I think that if in fact these liberals want us to say it's okay to burn the American flag, I think we should use the flag as a symbol of distress, as a symbol of mourning, because our Constitution no longer exists as long as they are talking about mandatory health insurance, which is totally unconstitutional. I truly suggest that you consider flying your flag at half-mast, and if you really have cojones, flying it upside down, but you better put a sign up why you're flying it upside down, because some good spirited people might take offense to that. The American flag is flown at half-mast to show mourning, the loss of life. We do it at various tragedies, after various tragedies. And making health insurance mandatory is a tragedy. It is making us into slaves and taking away money that we might spend on better organic food and vitamins and using it to see the world however we want to live our life out as free people. That's what it's supposed to be. But no, it's supposed to go to create more government jobs, to make us buy more insurance, and maybe encourage us to buy a little from AARP, who pushed this whole thing. The story is really disgusting, and people like Bob Casey are clueless as to what it means to be an American citizen. Yeah, maybe my strategy isn't the best strategy in the world, but that's my decision. And if I don't live as long as I might, by a year or two, so be it. But at least I live and die as a free person, not a slave, not a minion, not a person who is bowing down to Mr. Obama, who is surrounded by commies and pinkos and socialists and anarchists, people who hate this country. The place is teeming with them. And he's on a mission, all right. And if we allow him to force us to get mandatory health insurance, him and his like, Mr. Casey, they can do anything to us. And you know something? We deserve it. Because if we can't fight this battle here, we totally deserve it. I called Arlen Specter's office. He has not committed on this mandatory aspect, so I will leave him alone for the moment, but I will do a YouTube on him. And the biggest issue I have is the whole mandatory nature of this thing. I don't care what they do to the health insurance program, because I don't believe in it. And I'm sure if I was deathly ill, well, if I was deathly ill, you know something, I might just say it's time for a little venture into the new world. In any event, all I can say is that mandatory health insurance is an affront to everything I've learned, and I grew up learning about how great this country is. There are people who are flying the flag upside down, just in general purposes, but nothing specific to the fact that our Constitution is being challenged by the people we elected who took a solemn oath to uphold the Constitution. And people like Congressman Carney, who was in the military, and let's say people like Mr. Lautenberg of New Jersey, who was in the military. And I honor everybody that's in the military, but for them not to see the terrible aspect of forcing people to buy health insurance. It's a product. The government's telling you to buy a product. So people are flying their flags upside down, and I will warn you that if you fly your flag upside down, although it's not illegal, the National Guard or police will probably come into your house and arrest you and make you take it down. Even though, if you were to burn an American flag, the ACLU would be out there in your favor. So this may be the last opportunity we have to show dissent about what's going on, and it's not a matter of showing disrespect to our military. What is disrespectful to our military is to have them dying overseas in countries trying to give them freedom while we are losing our freedom over here. I think the military should be back over in the United States protecting our freedoms, not in some foreign land spilling their blood, trying to give freedom to other people. Right now, it's a matter of what's going on to the Constitution, and we have to really take a strong look at what this really means, because if they can, for the betterment of society or whatever they want to call it, force us to have health insurance, they can force us to have anything. God bless America, and I hope we have enough courage to see this thing through. Take care.